little different system, for sure. And then again, I just bureaucracy of things. I have to say, I really struggle with patience sometimes with it. We went to the bank the other day to deposit money again, and I was trying to get out of this thing, but the people just seem to be reluctant to go, take the bull by the horns and do it. If you don't sort of encourage and get them to go, I'm going to have to really work at this thing. But we had brought up a bunch of coins because it hadn't been deposited for 3 weeks or something, so they had 30,000 shillings and probably 20,000 of them were in coin or something, so you had a couple of great big baskets full of heavy coins, so they needed me to take them up anyway in the vehicle, just even to get them to the bank. And then they had to count them all out one by one kind of stuff, in piles. I helped them. There was only 2 of them there to work on the thing, so I helped them out to get it done. And but then right away, because they were paying me back for money, I pay the bills for the month, and then I bill the parish to pay me back at the end, so that all the money, all the collections go into the bank, and then they pay me back for the expenses of the previous month. So the amount was, because of the water line and everything, was quite heavy. It was 52,000 shillings. Well, anything over 20,000, you have to have a written notice a week before, at least. I thought it was 3 weeks, but it's a week before. Otherwise, you have to pay a penalty of 300 shillings to get it out without the written notice the week before. And just another gimmick so that they can get more money, God, it just really annoys me. The bank can get away with that kind of nonsense, So anyway, I reluctantly signed it. I think, he's Torticio, the chairman. Oh, that's fine, that's okay. I said, no, that's ridiculous. It's our money, and we can't withdraw it without a penalty. Is just ridiculous, So anyway, it really annoyed me. But anyway, that's the way they operate. So at the end, I said, I want to give a written notice right now that next month I'm going to take out more than 20,000. I want a written notice now. What do I have to sign? Oh, they didn't have the proper, first of all, it was supposed to be a form. And then they didn't have that. And then they didn't have any, just your writing paper. Well, I didn't have any writing paper that was clean, so I was going to write on the back of an old sheet. And they said, they couldn't accept that, And rigmarole. It's just, really, that kind of stuff really annoying. So anyway, I asked after a while, I said, now, is there any penalty for depositing too much? Now, do we get a penalty if we deposit too much in the bank, Oh, no, there wasn't any penalty for depositing. They're very happy to receive your money, but they don't want to give it back, Oh, my. Those are the kinds of things that you have to put up with. Same thing, I don't know if I mentioned this to you before, but we were supposed to have to, in order to get the vehicle license on the, that for a year, You have to get a license renewed every year here, too. And so, for the license plate and also a sticker for the window. So anyway, I went to get the license, and then I discovered supposedly that you have to now, this year, have to pay an advance tax to the government before you can get the license, and you have to show then the receipt to the license bureau here in Meru. But they cannot accept the advance tax because you have to pay this advance tax at the revenue office, either in Nyeri or Thika or Nairobi in Kenya, in this area. Well, Nyeri is Thika is just out on the outskirts of Nairobi. And Nyeri is a couple of hours too. So when we were in Tamau, it was only 80 kilometers from Tamau. So we thought, well, let's go now because it's close. So we went down there only to discover that they would not accept cash. And the lady in there was a very fine woman. She was a Catholic, and she said, "Oh, Father, I wish I could help you, but we can't accept cash because of, well, the presumption is that people in the office are going to steal it, or it'll never get to the treasury in Nairobi. So you have to have a banker's check. You have to have a banker check, not your own check, not even a, what do you call it, like in our terms here, when you have a check that's approved, or whatever, but it has to be a banker's check. You have to buy the check. And then you couldn't buy the check because it would only be valid in 3 days' time. You could buy the check, but then you couldn't get the receipt right away because it was only, so we couldn't do it there either. So they only accepted only would accept a banker's check, not cash. And then I discovered that, well, really, others have gone in after that and have managed to get the license until the end of this year that you can still do it without paying the advance tax. So anyway, one of the other young priests here got the license for me when he got his, and then we had to repay him. But so I still have a banker's check for next January when I have to use it again anyway to buy this thing, because it's only good into this license now. This thing you have to pay in January. It starts January to December 31st as far as the advance tax thing goes. But it's just one more way the government's trying to make some money off of commercial vehicles, and that's what ours is considered. Well, that's part of the bureaucracy, but my goodness, they won't accept cash because it's too dangerous to have money go through government employees' hands. Very interesting.